Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar and this is Earth. Pinstar plays Earth. So yeah, I stumbled on, after reading some reviews and recommendations, another board game. And this is all on Boardgame Arena. And this one's called Earth. It is another tableau builder, somewhat similar in vein to Wingspan and Ark Nova, which I've featured on here. So I figured let's do a run through a game here. I'll explain it to you, and I'm going to go through a solo mode run through of the game, and see if you have any interest in it. So on Earth, each player is given an island, and you are basically planting, plants on that island to, set up your tableau, exchange resources, and ultimately trying to populate a 4x4 grid as your island. Along the way, you can score points by composting cards, getting sprouts on things, somewhat similar to the effect of like eggs on birds in Wingspan, as well as growth tokens on your various plants. But to start things off with, you need to choose your island, your climate, and your ecosystem. And each of these islands have different starting conditions, as well as effects. So the different icons here. So for example, this one, we would start the game by drawing 12 cards, but we would have to compost 5 of them, basically discard them. Now composting in this game it's not just a regular discard pile. Your compost pile is actually worth points, and it's also a resource you can spend. Speaking of resources you can spend, if we pick this island, we would start with dirt. Dirt is the resource by which you buy things in this game, since they're all plants. You can also see different ecosystems up here. These are so wet ecosystem, hot climate, rocky climate, and then this one is cold climate. And certain cards, those don't do things by themselves, but other cards interact with them. And then you have victory points here, and these little leaf cards here. So, let's see here. There are event cards. So this one would give us a bonus soil every time we play an event. There are terrain cards. We get an extra card every time we played one there. If we chose La Palma, I'll explain the different colored actions here in a moment. But you know what? I think we're going to go... Yeah, this only starts us off with 3 cards and very little. Let's do cards if you choose the red action. Meta Shoal could actually be pretty good, especially since we have another red action. Alright, let's do it. Alright, we're going to go with Meta Shoal. So we start with 7 cards. We have to mulch 4 of them, which means we only have 3 cards to start with. We only have 4 soil to start with. Now we have to pick a climate. These are these give us bonus transactions, as it were. So here we could discard one of our mulched cards for 3 sprouts, which is pretty darn good. And since we're already going for a red action thing, and this is a red action, they all trigger at the same time, so it kind of behooves us to go red actions here. The other alternative here is Ice Cap, which if we trade a growth, we get 2 soil, which is also really good, but I don't know if we'd have to depend on getting growth. Yeah, it would depend on us getting growth, the ability to grow things. Growth and planting things are 2 different things. The other thing we want to keep an eye on here are our goals. So there are 6 community goals. There are 4 animals here, and each of these acts as a goal for us. So we want 15 or more cards in our compost pile, 6 or more yellow abilities, 8 or more cards with the wetlands habitat, and 3 +4 with a geographic name in their in geographic term in their name. We can't see those just yet. As far as getting the wetlands, so the if we wanted to do wetlands, now that we know that wetlands are a thing, if we want to go for the American alligator here, that changes things. So now I might be more interested in Kauai, because that's wetlands. And then for the climate, we could do tropical monsoon, which gives us 2 growth if we choose the blue action, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go that route. Since we have one of our goal cards pointing at us. The other goal cards are ecosystems. So we get 4 points for every 2 cards with only 1 habitat on it. So for example, Kauai is a card with only 1 habitat on it, whereas the tropical monsoon has 2. So Kauai would count, monsoon would not. I could in that sense go for the boreal, but card draw is a concern. Oh wait, no, boreal has Arctic as well. So yeah, no, I'm gonna go tropical monsoon. All right, and the other one is 6 per row if all 4 cards have a different ability color. All right, so yeah, 4x4 grid, rows and columns are something you need to be mindful of. So these are like global cards, but now we get to pick one ecosystem that is specific to us. So we want to pick it. All right, 6 per row with each a different habitat, or sharing a habitat, or 7 points per 2 flora with 6. That have the capacity for 6. Or 5 with 3 or less. Because we're going to be going a blue route here, and we want lots of... Yeah, let's go for the different habitats across each row, because that doesn't. This is also a per row that have different ability colors, so this doesn't really clash with each other, I'd say. All right, let's go with it. All right, we get 12 cards, but we have to mulch 5 of them. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So there are 4 different actions that you can take on any given turn. The green action, which is planting, so that allows you to play 2 cards, or if your opponents take one, play 1 card onto your island. You have to pay the cost of it. The dirt cost is up here in the corner. Then you have the red action, which is the compost action, which gives you soil and adds 2 cards to your compost pile, which is, again, good because you score points off of this, but you can also use it as a resource. It also triggers all of your red actions. So once you take that action, or once an opponent does, then all of your red cards trigger. Blue is the watering action. This gives you sprouts. Each card, some of the cards have these little sprout icons. These basically allow you to put sprouts in here. Sprouts also give you points at the end of the game, but you can also spend sprouts to get soil as sort of an instant conversion thing. It also gives you 2 soil just up front. And then the yellow action, which is growth, which lets you draw 4 cards and lets you grow your things by 2. Some plants have this little circle here. This is how many, you get basically 1 point per growth, but once a plant becomes fully grown, you get the bonus canopy points here. So for example, the giant sequoia, which is huge, or can get huge, If you invest 8 growth in this, you're going to get 13 points out of this bad boy. Not everything has growth, like Spearmint here does not have growth you can pump into it. But if you remember our climate here, +2 growth when you choose the blue action. So we are going to want to pick things that have growth it. Also, we're going to want to pick things that have blue action things. Because we're going to be inclined to choose blue actions. We also, our island gives us an extra card draw when we play terrain cards. Terrain cards are not plants, but they're well, terrain. And they have sort of like global effects here, like this Badlands card. Actually, it looks pretty good. We not only get an extra dirt every time we take a green action, but we get 3 extra points per bush type plant. There's 4 different types of plants. We have herb type plants, tree type plants, fungus, and bush type plants. And again, those don't do anything by themselves, but they interact with other cards that care about that. Now, bush type plants in a row, different habitats is fine. And different, so we can still get that. They can still be all bushes, and they just have different habitats. All right, so what do we want to do? Oh yeah, there's also events. These don't cost it. Well, they cost. You can spend 1 resource to gain another, and then they're sometimes worth points or negative points. So we have to choose and discard 5 of these. I'm gonna get rid of the Typhoon. Beavertail Cactus is more of a late game card. This hand basically forces you to discard cards into your it basically forces you to mulch the cards, and that's great late game if you have like way too many cards in your hand, but not early game. On the other hand, discarding 1 to get 2 soil, that's not too bad. Let's see. Cloud Forest is an interesting one. I do like these terrain cards. I kind of want to hold on to them. Volcanic Eruption is going to be tough. We don't have a lot. Well, actually, no, we do have a lot of sprout things. So maybe I'll keep Volcanic Eruption. Water Spout's also an interesting one because, yeah, we'll be getting some growth here. Yeah, we have some good cards. I don't want to get rid of these. I want the Blueberry. Also, we are on the lookout for bold terms. Yeah, geographic. So anything with a word in bold counts for our Arctic turn here. So we don't want to get Northern, West India. So we got 2 out of 3 right there. All right. I don't want to get rid of the Bleeding Tooth Fungus. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to rock out. Well, Cloud Forest is going to be tough. Giant Sequoia, while I really like it, is going to be tough to play because it costs 8. So that's 3 cards. We need to pitch 2 more. I like the Cloud Forest, but I think we need to pitch it just because we don't have a lot of forests right now. So 1 more card that needs to get pitched. Water Spout's kind of a weaker event, but it's still useful. 2 card draw can get you what you need. I don't want to ditch this because it's cheap and it's also a geographic term. Do I want Spearmint? Not particularly. I mean, it gives us, it makes us mulch, but it gives us sprouts growth when we take that action. Yeah, you know what? I'm not feeling the Spearmint, so we compost those. Okay, so yeah, you can play events whenever, but we don't have the resources to pay for them. All right, so now we get to choose one of our 4 actions. We start with 6 dirt. I do want to get this Badlands going as soon as possible, because that will give us additional dirt. And we can play 2 things. We're probably gonna have to play the Bleeding Tooth Fungus along with it because it costs 0. Yeah, let's do that. And that'll also give us some early dirt generation. So we'll take the Badlands. Now, your first card doesn't really matter where you place it. But remember that you have to form a 4x4 grid. Now, this could be the top right of our grid. This could be the bottom left. This could be dead center. Your island is only finished when you place all the cards in a row or a column. So we can basically put a card any way, including diagonally, from this one. So we need to place our second one, the Bleeding Tooth Fungus. So now this one it wants bushes in a row, so we don't want to put a fungus on either side of it as part of the row, because I want nothing but bushes there to maximize our score there, but we can put it either above or below it down here. So let's go below. Let's go below. All right, now the other part of the plant action is you draw 4 cards and you may pick one of them. So let's see what we got here. Ooh. 1 growth on each fungus in a row, and this is a fungus. This is a fungus. It's also blue. The other one though is this one. -1 sprout, -1 growth to mulch, and then get 2. I think I'm gonna go. This is tough. Do I want the extra sprouts, or do I want the soil generation? You know what? I'm gonna go with this one because 1, it's cheaper. 2, dirt generation. 3, we're going to be getting growth from here, and we get both growth and sprouts from the blue action, and this is a rainbow one, so this triggers on blue, yellow, or red, but not green. So yeah, we're going to go with this one. All right, that is our phase. Now we get to choose our actions, so we're going to do the board first. So now because we took a green action, the green bonus action here of +1 dirt activates. And then here, because we played a terrain card, that's what these Badlands are, we get to draw a card. So we activate that. Free card. Ooh, a new event. We can discard 2 of our mulched cards in order to get 2 growth. That's actually not too bad, except that we only have 1 thing and it can only hold 1 growth, so that would be a waste if we played it now. Okay, looks like our opponent. Now our opponent is this is a single player mode, so our opponent does not play like your opponent would play in normal ones, but they did take the red action, which means even though it's not our turn, our red actions things. So we get a lesser version of the action. So we can either compost 2 from the deck or gain 2 soil. I need soil. It's the early game. And then our red cards trigger, and lucky us, we played a red card. So if we mulch one of the cards from our hands, we get another 2 soil, which is fantastic. So yes, absolutely. I'm going to, what do I want to mulch? I mean, volcanic eruption is a thing. It's a potentially a good thing. I might mulch our supernova here. 2 growth. We're going to be getting plenty of growth. So yeah, we're going to mulch the supernova. And for our troubles, we get 2 extra from that. We can't really play our events. So we'll end our phase. And now it's our turn. Since we got a bunch of dirt, we can take the plant action again, get more stuff down onto the field. So we want to, I'm eyeing up, let's see, with 7, the northern highbush blueberry and the rosemary would be a good duo of things to get. Plus this has the capacity for some growth, so we could take a blue action afterwards. I think that's what we want to do. So we're going to take the plant action. We'll start with our blueberry. And now, because the blueberry is a bush type, we absolutely want it along the row here. Doesn't matter which side, but we want it on parallel with this row here. So we're going to play you right there. Now we can plant a second thing, and I think the rosemary would be smart because that also has a blue power. It also has a red power, so it triggers on either one. It just doesn't trigger on a yellow. This one would trigger on all 3, but not a green. Do we want... Yeah, this one makes a little bit more sense. I mean, if we... I'm thinking. Yeah, this one doesn't make us mulch a card from our hand, so I think the rosemary is the better choice here. Now, the rosemary is an herb type. It also has no habitats, which I guess maybe is a different habitat if it's different from others. I'm going to stick it up north here because we don't want it on either side of the Badlands because it's not a bush. There might be a mushroom bonus along the row here, so I might keep it down here. Then again, I might. No, I think I want to put it up here. Also, the other important part about where you put it on your island is your board effects trigger top to bottom, left to right, like you're reading a book. So, these trigger first, then these, and then those. So that much is important. So yeah, we're going to stick the rosemary up here. And now we get draw 4, pick 1. Ooh, garlic. Garlic is nice. Although the old-fashioned... we're going to have a ton of these, and we get 4 soil out of the deal. And it's a bush. Tempting. It does cost us 5 soil to get 2, but that's not too bad, actually. It does look like we're going to be splashing in the reds, but then again, more blues help us build that synergy. Tough decision. Garlic is a little bit cheaper. It does have more sprouts here. It does have more capacity for growth. Tough decision. Black mangrove is nice too, but it's really expensive. Yeah, we'll take the blue action, I think. More soil on a blue action, because you're getting a lot of soil during a red action anyway, but getting soil when you're taking an action that doesn't normally give you soil is a good thing. And we already have more soil, so we could have potentially avoid having to take the red actions in the future. So yeah, we'll take the garlic. All right, we are completely out of soil, so we're probably going to have to take something else. But we'll see what our opponent picks. Oh yeah, take the board, which gives us a soil. That's from that. Activate this, although that's going to give us no new cards because we didn't play any terrain cards. It's these specific cards that trigger the bonus card draw. End our phase. Okay, looks like they took the plant action, which would be great if we could afford anything, but we can't, unfortunately. So we're actually going to miss out on our planting. If we had one more, we could play the Kukina, but unfortunately not. And while the volcanic eruption would give us things, we don't have any sprouts to sacrifice to it. Darn. So we are going to have to not plant any cards, miss out on this. We will get the one. We do get one card draw, which is nice. And we do get one. Unfortunately, this triggers afterwards, so it's not like I could now go back and use that to play the Kukina. So missed opportunity there, but it's random when you're playing solo mode. I think your opponent, quote unquote, is a deck of cards, and what actions they take is based on what card they draw. So we just got unlucky there that they happened to take the growth action. All right, now, so planting's out of the equation here. I mean, we could do Kukina and olive tree, but I'm not really interested in olive tree. We're not going for a tree build here. So I think we're going to go for a water action, which gives us 6 sprouts. That leaves us one short of being able to trigger the volcanic eruption, but it's still good. And it triggers a bunch of other things. So 6. So you have to have a place to put these things, mind you. Luckily we have enough. There's 5 there, and we'll put one more there. Now that we have sprouts, at any time we can sacrifice 3 of those sprouts to get 2 soil, which would have been nice in the previous round. I would have definitely done an emergency conversion so I could, take that plant action and not waste it. But for now, we're good. So now we can let's do the board first because I want my growth tokens. So we now activate our tropical monsoon ability. When you take the blue action, you get 2 growth. So we get 2 growth, and now we just need to find a place to put it. I'll put them here and here. So each of these are finished growing at 1 each, but we get 2 points for the rosemary and 1 for the fungus here. Now we can spend one of our mulched cards to get 2 soil, absolutely. And we can spend one of our mulched cards to get 3 more growth, absolutely. And here, actually this maxes us out. We literally can't hold any more growth, but that's fine. There are things that you can do to spend growth, like for example, the water spout. We can sacrifice one of our growth tokens and get 2 cards, which I think is actually quite worthwhile right now. Yeah, we play event, water spout, and we'll sacrifice the 1 growth from here. And then that gives us 2 cards. It's a one-time thing. It's a one-time exchange, but it doesn't cost us any soil. Ooh! Bushes on a row, and we already have a card that wants bushes in a row. So, yeah. Okay, that was a good pick. And then we have this other bush. So we got our bushes taken care of. Yeah, and we don't need the other things. Okay, so the next action is there are the 4 fauna cards. The CPU is going to claim top spot on one of them. You can have the green iguana. I don't think I'm going to even get the green iguana. I am not going for yellow abilities, so go ahead and take the green iguana. We could still, if we qualified for it, we could still get it, but now we would only get 11 points for it instead of 15. The others are more likely. We still need one more geographic name besides our West India. I don't think none of the others have those, but that's okay. The other downside is that doesn't trigger any of our things, so we don't get any freebie actions out of it. All right, so we've got 6 soil. I think a garlic and February Daphne play would be the correct answer. Definitely garlic. I mean, we want to be real aggressive about the bushes. We could go for both of the bushes here, and then that way when we... But I really kind of do want the soil generation of garlic. More soil, more better. So we'll take the garlic. Yeah, we'll put the garlic up here. Although, hang on. 6 per row, 4 cards with a different habitat. So rosemary has no habitats, so garlic would have the same non-habitat. So probably want to put it down here instead. Yeah, let's put it down here. And then the February Daphne. Definitely want on our bush row. Doesn't really matter which side it goes on. We'll put it on that side, as long as it's part of the bush line. All right, which of our, what do we get and what do we draw? All right, so this one is a scorecard. 5 points for every flora with 4 or more growth tokens on it. Now, we need flora that can hold 4 or more growth tokens, which we don't have any of. So that would not be a good pick. Chives. Chives are an interesting one. Actually, I kind of like chives. It's a good rainbow one. Horn of Plenty is also an interesting late game card because you can burn, if you have too many cards in your hand, you can just pitch cards. The cards that you pitch go into your compost pile, which are worth points, and that lets you play it for free, so it's a kind of a double-double. But I don't want to pitch my entire hand just yet, or most of my hand anyway. Earlier on, I'm more interested in just or triggered effects. So chives, I think, are the best one. Again, we're not really going for yellow plays here, so I'm not. And none of these have the bold things for that one fauna. So yeah, we'll take the chive. All right, still only have the 6 tokens here, so I can't play volcanic eruption. That's fine. We'll end our phase. Get another dirt. No cards, but that's okay. The terrain cards are in the minority, so this effect is not, I mean, it only says there's 27% of the deck is terrain cards. So most of what you're going to be playing is not terrain cards. And we will end. Oh, they chose the blue action. Nice. That means all of our blue effects trigger, which is really nice. I'm going to take the 2... Well, no, I don't need to, because this is going to give us additional sprouts. So I'll take the soil. Definitely going to, get more soil. Now we activate the bush, and we get 2. Now it has to be 1 on this one, and one on this one. So we want to make sure we always have room on these cards. Mulch 1 for 3 growth. Now that we have a few more plants, we have more room for growth, which is good. One, two, and we'll do a 1 down here. And then gain 2 more. Now the only one that's not going to trigger is this one because we didn't choose the blue action. This is our opponent. This only triggers when we take the blue action. Which, I mean, we definitely want to take the blue action. There's the 2 from our garlic. So lots and lots of topsoil. And actually we can play our event to get even more topsoil. I am good with sacrificing 7 sprouts. We'll start with these here. And that's going to give us 8 topsoil. So we're going to be doing lots of goodies. All right, and definitely now that we have 16 soil to play around with, we are definitely taking the plant action. I think we're going to go chives into West India here. All right, so habitat, hot climate is different from no climate. So I think we will put the chives up here. And then for our second act, we will do our final bush. And we definitely want to, so this is gonna define our island's width. We put it over here, which I think is the smart move. Maximizes our options. On the other hand, we may have a card that bonuses stuff next to it. So if we put it over here, yeah, actually I kind of want to put it over here. And now we are just one more geographical term away from triggering that one animal. Let's see here. No, canary does not. Chicken of the woods is an interesting one. Not quite ready to mulch our hands. I am interested in the blue milk though. Being able to spend some of my growth for a positive effect is a good thing, and it has plenty of opportunity for growth itself. And yeah, we don't have a ton of card draw because we're not taking a lot of yellow actions. So yeah, I'm going to go blue milk. Get an extra. Okay, they took the yellow action, which, I mean, we now have a yellow action card and our rainbow card. Both benefit from it. But first we need to take the baseline one. We're going to take the draw too, because we don't have a lot of natural draw. So if we spend a mulch, or a compost, spend a growth, we get a sprout and 2 soil. I like that deal. So let's spend that growth. And then we gain 1. We just don't want to put it in our bushes line, since those are going to get populated on their own. And now we get just 2 more growth. But we've played plenty of other things that, you know what, we'll put the 2 growth here and get a canopy. So yeah, we played that yellow, even though that's not really on brand for us, and I don't actually seeing us taking the yellow action anytime this game. It works out in our favor. when you're playing against human opponents, basically each person takes a turn and takes one of the 4 actions, but whenever that person takes the action, it triggers that color for everybody else. So your other cards are going to get triggered a lot more often than you would in the solo mode here. All right, so let's end our phase. We still have 12 soil, so we can do more planting. And here's our 2 things. So there's a terrain with the black means you get when you play this card, you get this as a one-time effect, but that's it. It doesn't trigger again in future runs. That being said, I mean, we can afford it and we get another card. The Kukiana is also this plus Kukiana would be exactly 12. I'm okay with that. Yeah, flooded. Now, here's the other question. Do we have room for 13 sprouts? Is the question. Because, I mean, you can take it and only put partial, but then that's a waste. I think we play the Kukina first, because that gives us 3 more sprout spaces. And then we play the Delta. And I think we're going to put these up top here. I mean, we can go further up, but no, I'm going to take these top 2. Although there is something to be said for saving the middle space, because there's sometimes cards that have more pronounced effects. So we could go here and here, but then that would be here. We could also just specifically leave this open. But no, actually, you know what? I'm going to fill this in only because I think this will secure our different habitat spaces, because we've got no habitat, hot, watery, and then this one has a rocky in it. So there's differences abound. And then we will take the flooded delta. Place you down here. And now we have 13 of these things to place. So I'm going to place them everywhere except for the bushes unless we run out of spaces. But I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, we can leave the bushes empty. And those are all going to be worth points at the end of the game. Or I can insta-mulch them at a 3-for-2 ratio if I need a burst of other stuff. Low tide I'm not a fan of, because we only have 1 composted card left. We don't actually have a lot of things that actively compost, and we have a lot of things that spend compost. Yeah, still nothing that triggers off of that. So I don't want low tide. Absolutely not. Cat spruce, not feeling it. Growth on mushrooms in a row. We haven't been, yeah, our mushrooms are too split up. I think the papaya is the correct answer. Now the hairy crabgrass will deal with our mulch problem a little bit. It'll make us thinner hand, but oh yeah, since we played a terrain, we actually get to draw a card now. Japanese maple. Could be better. All right, they're going to claim another fauna. How close are we with the water habitats? We are 1 away from the water habitats. I'm going to let them take the turn. Because we just need 1 more water habitat to grab the alligator. So the problem here is that... Oh, actually this triggers first. So this will give us a mulch. And then we spend a mulch, spend a mulch. This is why order of operations is so important. Oh, spend a mulch, spend a mulch. So we'd still be short 1 mulch. We would actually get another one, but this one triggers too late. The alternative is playing red, which would trigger this, So that's 3 mulch, although we're butchering our hand at this point. But then we spend a mulch, which is fine. And then we spend... So we have to be able to pitch 3 cards that we don't like, which is actually okay. And also taking the compost action just adds 2 cards to our mulch. I keep saying mulch, it's compost. Whenever I say mulch and compost, it's the same thing. I apologize for flip-flopping on my terms. Yeah, I think we're going to do the compost. All right, so we go there. So we spend a growth and a seed to get that plus 2 soil. I'm happy to do that. Where do we want to spend our growth from? We'll take you from here. And then we have to spend a token there. And now we may pitch 1 card. Let's get rid of this olive tree. So we discard it, but then it goes to our compost / mulch pile. And now we're going to do that 2 more times. Get rid of the Japanese maple. Wait, is that a regional word? That is a regional word. Dang it. All right. That and the crabgrass. Then we spend 1 mulch and 1 growth. And then we gain back a token. And then 1 more, which we can do. It pains me to pitch a papaya, so I think I might pitch the bloom milk instead. You took the blue action. Okay. Definitely go for that, because we're gonna be inundated with but I'm glad we shored up our compost pile, because now we can take our compost actions in good faith. You're going to make me pitch another card, aren't you? Unless we skip the whole action. I'm going to skip the whole action here. I will spend for my compost pile. I will spend for my compost pile and spend a little of my growth. Because I want to be able to take the grow action and use both of my cards here. Gain 1. There you go. Activate our bushes. So 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. And yeah, we'll pitch one from the compost to get 3 growth. What's the most efficient place we can spend that growth? Well, 1 for 2 is on point. And then yeah, the other 2 right there. Get back what we've been spending. And then 2. We have tons of topsoil now. Also, topsoil and dirt, also the same thing. I'm just using them interchangeably. And we end the phase. All right. So now we spend these 2. In the event that we have a trees on a row effect, and these are both trees, I'm going to put them up here because they also have different climates too. So we're going to have northern trees of the Northern Isles. Actually, just to maximize our chances, I'm going to split them apart too, because there's a few cards that like them orthogonally. So we're going to put you up here. All right, there we go. We got the Arctic tern. Let's see. Snow? Actually, that's not bad because we could use extra cards at this point because we still have a ton of dirt. Are any of these particularly powerful and good for us? Not really. Dwarf Willow's nice, but it's kind of a meh play. I think I'm going to take the snow and just play it because we can absolutely afford to spend 1 sprout. To get us two more whole cards. Ooh, well, there's something to spend our stuff with. I'm okay with this, actually. And then down here is not bad at all. All right, I'll take it. Also, these are wetlands, so that'll trigger the gator once we play them. Get an extra. No cards for us there. Ooh, and they're taking the red action. At this point, I think I'm going to compost just to add to my compost pile, just so that we keep that resource replenished. Since we have more cards that spend that than take that. And we have plenty of dirt. And we're going to be getting more dirt too. So this is the problem. These want us... I mean, I really do want this one. This one can be... We can take it or leave it. Yeah, I think I'm going to be skipping a lot of my mulch in my hand mulch effects here. So we'll skip that. Skip that one. This one I'll take because it lets us spend from our pile. And we'll spend... Gain 1, not a problem. And yeah, I'm not pitching from my hand. Okay, so we've got plenty of stuff. So we're going to take another plant action. Rainbow eucalyptus we'll put up here with the trees. And there's our American alligator. Let me remind myself of the other fauna. Yeah, we need... I don't know if we're going to get to the earthworms. Honestly. Because we spent, like I said, we spend our compost more than we accumulate it. And definitely not into the green iguana. So we're good for our animals. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. 4 cards have a different ability color. That might be tricky. Well, actually, it might qualify for this because this one has the yellow. Oh! Oh, because it counts my rainbow cards too. Well, okay. And here I was just writing that card off. Still not, I still don't think we're going to get earthworms. But that's okay. Yeah, I forgot about all of our rainbow cards. Unfortunately, there are score accumulator cards and system cards that give you bonuses by playing rainbow cards, but unfortunately none of those are in play right now because I'm rocking out rainbow. There aren't a ton of rainbow cards and I'm rocking them. Got it. All right, so what do we want to keep? Tundra, maybe. Tornado, maybe. We only have 2 more spaces left on our board here, so we need to be mindful of that, and also just be mindful of Chinese Quince is talking to me. This is a good late game card. I don't think we need the tornado. I mean, we could take a yellow action. Sorry about that. We could take a yellow action. We have enough things that trigger off of yellow that could actually be worth our while. Our opponent is on... What turn are we on? 12. We have plenty of time. Yeah, you know what? We can take a yellow action. I'll take the Chinese Quince. Although, that wouldn't fit down there. Chinese Quince would fit up here. But, yeah, we'll just keep that selected card, and then we'll take a yellow action to draw more cards. Bottom left fauna. And also this will give us extra cards in case we need to mulch from our hand. Alright, Lava Lake, not feeling it. Giant Puffball. So the Chinese Quince would go up here. And then something else. Could do... I mean, Giant Puffball could work out. Sunny and water is a combo not present there. All right, so growth tokens. Yeah, we have a lot more capacity for growth. Like a lot more capacity for growth. Let's start working on the eucalyptus here. Yeah, I do not want to play this event unless I have to. If I'm short on soil, then I'll play it. Otherwise, I'll leave it. All right, so we'll spend a soil for 2 more growth. One growth, 1 thing. Cap you off for 9 points. All right, we spend a thing, and yeah, we do want to hand mulch in this point. So we'll spend you, but I don't want to take off the eucalyptus. So we'll spend from you. All right, what do we want to pitch? We get rid of the Iceman fungus. Too little, too late. Yes, we can do all that. We'll spend the other growth from you. All right, gain 1 more, sprout back. Gain just flat 2 growth, that's good. Papaya looks like it's pretty efficient point-wise, so let's start going towards papaya. And yeah, we'll activate the two recycle. We'll get rid of you and lava lake. Yeah, we'll get rid of lava lake. And they give us the grow action, of course. Of course. Well, you know what? That's okay. We'll take the draw. Earthquake, eh? Well, that puts 8 cards in my thing. That might get us closer to earthworms. Yeah, actually. We play an event. We earthquake. We'll spend from the bushes. Now the next triggered rainbow effect is going to have us mulch 1 card from our hand, which we want, because that's going to get us to 15, so we'll actually get earthworms. I will spend the 1 mulch for 2 growth. So that caps you off. Get you. Three of 4? Yeah, 3 of 4 is the next best one to work on. All right, spend a growth, spend a token for a hand mulch. Yeah, this is what we want. What do we mulch? I think we mulch the bee balm. And there's our earthworms. And here I thought I wouldn't get either of the top 2, and I got them. We got them. And now that you've qualified for that, now we can spend down our compost. All right, gain another sprout. Activate. Gain some more growth. Get it from the maple. Oh, do we want to? No. We're not going to mulch more from the hand. All right, now the game ends when you fill up your board. So if we do a double build here, and I think we have the wherewithal, the alternative though is to take a blue action to just get a whole crap ton more sprouts, but then the computer gets another turn. So it might lower their score if we can just end it now, which I think we can. Yeah, we have enough. We could do the quince and the mountain laurel, and those are both worth 4 each anyway. So yeah, we put the quince up here. And then we go mountain laurel down here. If I remember correctly, you do not get extra points for having spare topsoil at the end of the game. So it's good to have stuff either in compost or sprouts or growth. I mean, none of these, if it were an event, it would make sense to keep it, but here it doesn't really matter. And here, in this case, you do not want to convert. End that phase. All right, that's the end of the game. So let's take a look at our score. See how we shook up against our computer player here. Ah, dang. All right, maybe I should have milked it, but for a turn. I probably should have milked it for that one turn and not gone for the early. Dang. 9 points short. But we were close. We were close. And this is the solo mode is tricky to do well in. I've only actually beat it once on medium difficulty. I haven't even tried the higher ones. So that is Earth. If you like this one, I might have a multiplayer one of these, a multiplayer mashup coming up. So keep an eye out for that and let me know what you thought. If you like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, it's been Pinstar, signing out. See ya!